This is the workforce of the future. Technology is transforming the world of work beyond all recognition, creating groundbreaking opportunities.
It's an amazing thing to be living in this digital age.
But it's also eroding the rights of workers.
It creates a kind of dog-eat-dog world.
Some even fear a dystopian, jobless future.
Technology today could lead to 45% of current jobs disappearing.
But are these anxieties overblown?
The future is about the collaboration between humans and these technologies.
How we react to this brave new world of work today will shape societies for generations to come.
This is Kenobi 1. He's an autonomous security concierge and events robot. He's fitted with cameras, he can do surveillance, he can assist the security control room in responding to situations and give vision on the ground. He can act as a help point in an emergency. So somebody can, through Kenobi, call to an emergency centre, get assistance.
Hi, I'm John from Munberry. How can I help you?
Robbie, which is our inventory robot, helps our library staff. On a daily basis, Robbie will scan the shelves and they detect the location of the books on the shelf. After that, it will transmit the location where the item was detected and it will update in our library catalogue so that it's useful for our front-end users because then they will know exactly where the item is on our library shelves and they don't actually need to go and search for it. It actually helps our library staff because it releases them to do higher value tasks.
Here you can see there are two robots. One is Snow and then the other one is the Tammy. For Snow, you can see the face is very cute. I think most of the students or the kids, when they see Snow, they are very happy. So for Snow, what can do is, let's say, sing, dance, all this can do. Also interactive with children, let's say question and answer. For this will be very good for teacher to teach all the things through the robot as well. And also from us, we develop a new software to capture the temperature as well as to mark the attendance. For Tammy, it's more personal robot. The size will be a little bit smaller. For this robot, mainly we can do more like a video conferencing. Let's say the parents, they travel overseas, but they also want to join, let's say, the dinner or lunch or meeting with the family. This robot, you can see also same as the table size or this, so they can see as a joy to have a meeting, dinner, all this all together. So this one would be very good to present at home or even in the office.
So in Singapore, of course, and in fact globally, but particularly in Singapore, we have a manpower shortage. There's a shortage of security officers. And this trend is continuing. So Kenobi is here to assist a security guard to be more efficient. Instead of a guard having to respond to every incident around a site, you could have 3, 4, 5 robots and one guard managing that efficiently and smartly with the help of technology and connectivity. Kenobi comprises of a myriad of sensors to help him navigate, but doing so safely, even in a crowded public environment. You know, when he's interacting with small animals, children, people, the safety is foremost.
When we installed Robbie in Temasek Poly, we didn't know that we had this blind spot that the robot couldn't see, and it fell off the stairs. You know, once we have that problem, then we'll start to redesign the base, or at least the robot ability to scan or feel its environment differently. We have designed the robot in such a way that it will not have any more problems, falling off the stairs or things like that.
Robbie actually works from the morning all the way into the evenings, the late evenings until about 8:30 p.m. The staff will move into a fire safety cabinet before the library closes at about 9 p.m. And the reason for this is because of Robbie's onboard lithium battery, just for safety.
Hello, good morning. I am here to take your temperature.
They do like 50% of the technical work. They take vitals like temperature. They record messages that give us a feedback in terms of clinical judgments.
Meet Akazuba, Ikizere, and Gabo. These are no ordinary healthcare workers. They report for duty at the Kanyinya COVID-19 treatment facility, a short distance from Rwanda's capital, Kigali. The African nation has deployed these robots in a bid to minimize contact between patients infected with the coronavirus and doctors and nurses.
They help us to decrease or reduce the risk of transmission from patients to staff. Let's say before we had them, we would visit between 2 to 3 or 4 times a day per patient, but now at least we now up to 2 times a day. So that tells you how helpful they are and what impact they have made in terms of reducing the number of visits to the patient.
The sleek white robots with their big bright blue eyes carry out simple tasks like take temperatures, monitor patients, take readings of vitals, and deliver video messages and feedback between doctors and patients. Officials said the bots will be programmed to carry out additional tasks as well.
If you program them, they can take a tray to a patient. With the products you want to bring to the patients, they can bring them. But for now, we are using them for those tasks.
The robots were donated by the United Nations Development Program. Rwanda already uses drones to deliver blood and enforce restrictions designed to slow the spread of the coronavirus. There are 2 more robots at the country's other COVID-19 treatment center, Nyamata in southeast Kigali.
Sending humans into space is costly and dangerous.
Mike, we've got you loud and clear. Good afternoon.
Keeping an astronaut in orbit can cost more than $430 million a year, according to a Japanese startup called Gitai. But one way to bring down the cost and risks is to send a remotely controlled robot that can carry out maintenance and inspection work in outer space. Researchers at NASA's Johnson Space Center are collaborating with General Motors to design a humanoid robot, Robonaut 2.
So what we'd like to demonstrate with that is Robonaut's ability to utilize the same connectors, the same tools, and do the same sorts of tasks that the astronauts can do on the space station in a way to aid them.
It's meant to work side by side with human astronauts and go where the risks are too great for people. The space robotics market is projected to reach $4.4 billion by 2023. And NASA isn't the only agency building space bots. In 2019, Russia also launched its first humanoid robot, known as Fedor, to the ISS. Private companies are taking part in this lucrative business too. Space development startup Gitai is designing robots that can be operated from Earth. Their aim? To reduce the cost of working in space by 100 times.
Did you guys get any sleep?
The company says human astronauts currently work at an hourly rate of $50,000. Robonauts will reduce that labour cost to $500 per hour, Gitai's CEO Sho Nakanozi told Reuters. So, how much do Gitai's robots cost? An estimated $300,000 to $500,000 for each avatar. The company plans to send its first robot to the ISS on a SpaceX rocket in May 2021.
For some people, work is where the Wi-Fi is. In the past 2 years, Samantha and Justin have lived and worked in more than 20 countries.
We started this year in South America. We lived in Peru, in Santiago, Chile, Bariloche, Argentina.
Croatia, Innsbruck, Austria, Portugal, Italy, Norway.
Which was really pretty.
And then we were on Reunion Island for 2 months.
Off of Madagascar.
Yes, and when we were there, everyone was like, how in the world did you find
this place?
But throughout their travels, Justin and Samantha have each been holding down a job. He runs a digital creative agency, and she works for a California-based startup. They're a very modern incarnation of a very old idea. They're digital nomads.
Thank you.
Today, people working remotely around the globe like this number in the millions.
A lot of people that define themselves as digital nomads move around very, very frequently, but we typically move around at least once a month.
The couple say the extraordinary recent advances in digital technology allow them to keep exploring the world without compromising their careers.
We rent an apartment, we set up an office. We're not on vacation, we live pretty normal lives, and so it gives us the opportunity to kind of integrate and become locals and try on different flavors of life.
There are downsides to this liberating grand tour of new cultures and horizons. Digital nomads sometimes have to be more nomadic than they might like.
Just out of curiosity, I wonder what the visa policy is.
Location-independent workers, as they're also known, often travel on tourist visas and are usually restricted to a maximum of a few months in each country. Some countries are going out of their way to attract this new breed of global worker. Estonia is about to launch a special visa, allowing them to stay for a year. With other countries set to follow suit, some predict there could be 1 billion location-independent workers by 2035. For those with no ties, it all points to an increasingly borderless, brave new world of work, centered around the digital revolution.
And it sounds extravagant, but we don't need much to be able to work and be productive. If you're smart about it, I think that travel can be a long-term sustainable lifestyle, and it's not that crazy.
Of the more than 60 million Americans who work, over 50 million are employees. They work for somebody else.
In the middle of the 20th century, many workers in the rich world expected a job for life in one place. But today, frequent job changes are not unusual, and 70% of professionals around the globe do some work remotely. These seismic changes are leading to continual reinventions of that most traditional workplace, the office. In San Francisco, entrepreneur Frank Boulier is starting his daily journey to work.
I have to move from my room, go down the stairs to my office space. I would say it's a dream commute, yeah.
Frank's part of an emerging trend, living and working with other people in the same place.